Hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us as we tape another segment of Chicago Lawyer Magazine's Inside Out, an examination of different aspects of the law from the unique perspective of our husband and wife team, the inside view from David Sussler, he is Associate General Counsel of National Material LP, and the outside view from Tina Martini, she is a partner at DLA Piper here in Chicago. I'm Andy Shaw, President and CEO of the Better Government Association and your host for this series. And by the way, congratulations. We are celebrating a 5-year anniversary of your Inside Out column and tapings. 55 tapings and columns over 5 years. I guess this would be number 56. And let me just ask you, 5 years and so many presentations later, what do you think you've contributed to your profession that makes you feel good about this ongoing endeavor? Either one of you first.
You go first. You always give me the tough questions first. I would say that we've had a blast. It's been great. What I think we've contributed is a unique perspective, all in one bucket, so to speak, of in-house perspective versus outside counsel perspective on business of law issues. I think that there are a lot of different avenues by which people are able to get information about new cases and slip sheets and whatnot, but I think talking about business of law issues, especially over the past 5 years, with the monumental changes that have happened in the legal profession, that people have been very receptive to it, and I think that we've really helped people. I mean, that's really why we do what we do.
I've wanted to contribute far more of what she said than I've been able to, but yeah, I mean, I can't say it any better. I know I'm always amazed still when I meet people who say, "Oh, I read your column." And you know, it's really nice to know that people enjoy what we have to say. So I have to assume we're contributing something that leads people to continue reading us 5 years in.
And of course you want them watching you too, otherwise
Yes.
Why are we doing this?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this, 5 years later, both of you are doing what you were doing when you started this, and I guess a logical question is it still going well being inside and for you, Tina, outside, or do you ever think of waking up in the morning and wearing each other's clothes? No, switching to the other side, as it were.
No, it's still going well. I have to say, I really do. I say this a lot out loud because I like to remind myself and not take it for granted, but I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Being at this stage in my career, 28 years out of law school, 16 years into my in-house career, I love what I do. And I love the type of law I get to practice. I love where I'm practicing. With my company, I work with a lot of really good, really smart people. I find the business fascinating. I learn something new every day about the business, about the law. I get to handle new areas of law on a regular basis, still this far into my career, and I never want to go back.
Well, and I really love what I do too. There's some roles I've moved into and out of over the past 5 years. I'm very fortunate to have developed new client relationships since then, doing a lot more in the journalism and media arena as well, which I find very gratifying and rewarding, and I learn a lot in the process, and I hope I contribute to others. So I'm 21 years into my career at DLA Piper, and it's an evolving law firm. We're doing some really exciting things on a global scale, and it's a really great time to be part of such a wonderful firm that has really given me a lot of opportunities to do really cool things.
And a nuts and bolts question, you obviously know what each other do, you practice law and share a life, but what would you say the one thing might be that is least understood about what you do by the other side? In your case, what's the biggest challenge in helping outside counsel understand your role and vice versa?
Well, even after all these years and over the last really 20 years or so, the continually rising view of in-house counsel as a destination job these days, where it wasn't 25 years ago, I'm still surprised how many people think it's a relatively easy job. In-house lawyers, I mean, other than the most senior lawyers in the largest law departments tend to be more business managers, but otherwise, for the most part, we're practicing lawyers. and it's a very intense, very hard-working practice. And some people are still surprised about that.
Do you have to go out and find business the way an outside counsel would?
Yes and no. It's different. We don't have to find people off the street, so to speak, but I still market myself within my company, because even if there are rules that say you have to pass things through legal, we're 3,000 employees spread over 15 factories in the US, 5 in Mexico, and do business all over the world. People have to know me. I always say people have to know me, they have to like me, and they have to trust me so that they'll give me business. And I continue to work hard to do that.
What's the thing that you think the inside folks might have the hardest time understanding about what you're doing, or what's changed in what you're doing?
Well, what's changed in what we're doing is that a lot of folks now have to be business generators. I would say pretty much everybody. Once you become partner, becoming partner is a lot tougher than it used to be. And the expectation is that if you become partner, as a partner, you are obligated to go out and get your own business and develop your own practice. Gone are the days where you could just tie yourself to a large institutional client and ride that out during the course of your career. And I think what that does is it takes a lot of people outside of their comfort zone in private practice, because a lot of people, from a personality standpoint, their natural inclination is not necessarily to go out and pound the pavement and go get business. So, I think I'm very fortunate to have wonderful clients that I work with, and I do spend a lot of my time trying to develop business for my group. As an introvert, it's not particularly easy, but it's something that I just have to sort of put my introversion, away and turn it off and go out and hustle just like everybody else. And I think that's something that sometimes in-house counsel don't really remember, is how difficult that is.
Final question, are you going to be doing this, or are you going to be sitting here telling these stories and writing these columns 5 years from now, occupying similar positions, or is that too hard to predict?
I don't know if we'll be writing the column for 5 years from now. I think we'll do it as long as
practice
we're
the same practice.
But that's what I was getting to. Practicing, I sure hope so. I plan on it.
Well, I plan to stay at my firm also. And I do hope that 5 years from now, we're still coming up with interesting enough topics that people still want to read our column and watch our videos. And I hope that you'll be with us, Andy.
Well, my goal is just to be alive in 5 years. And if I pass that bar exam, then we'll see what else is going on. All right, so congratulations on the 5 years.
Thank
I wish you the best, and hopefully you get 5 more in your professional realm and in doing this, as long as it works for all the parties involved.
Thank you
very much.
Okay, and thank you for joining us for this segment of Chicago Lawyer Magazine's Inside Out. And we'll catch you in a month, where we switch back to just a general topic, hiring for success. I'm Andy Shaw. Have a nice day.